Let's learn today about structural organization of a cell. A cell contains smaller units called organelles. The basic structure and function of specific organelles is the same in plant and animal cells. So students, I hope that you have already studied about the uh, previous video. From there you have studied about the different types of cells, that is the eukaryote and prokaryote, or eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. And now it's clear that what are the basic constituents of a cell and how a eukaryote is different from a prokaryote. So now today we are studying about the structural organization of a cell. So a cell contains smaller units called as organelles. Like here we have studied mitochondria, nucleus, then ribosomes, Golgi apparatus. All these are organelles of a cell. And structure and function of specific organelles is same in both plant and animal cell. And from our next video we will know what is a plant cell, what is an animal cell. So first learn today what is the structural organization of a cell. So now come to cell wall. Cell wall was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. It is found in the plant cell, in fungi, in bacteria, and it provides structural support to the plant. So you can see this is the cell membrane and then it is surrounded by a cell wall, and this is the plant cell which is being shown to you here. And there are some organelles present here, that is chloroplast that is present in the plants. Mitochondria is there, rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, all this is present, which are the cell organelles. And this is the structure of the plant's cell wall. So there is gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria is also shown, and their plasma membranes and cell walls, how they look is also shown to you. Now cell wall is the protective wall which is thick, non-living and permeable. Permeable means which allow the substances to come in. It is the characteristic feature of the plant cell that distinguishes it from the animal cell. So you can see this is the plant cell wall structure which you have already seen in the previous figure. So there is a middle lamella here, there is primary cell wall, and then plasma membrane is shown at the bottom. So cell wall comes above the plasma membrane. There are cellulose microfibrils here, cross-linking glycan, pectin. So this is the plant cell wall structure. Now composition of a cell wall. You can see this is the cell wall structure here. It is found in bacteria and blue-green algae. This cell wall consists of peptidoglycan, while in the plants it is made up of cellulose, that is a polysaccharide. In fungi it is found and it is made up of chitin, that is a type of cellulose or that forms the cell wall. Now come to functions of cell wall. It provides and maintains the shape of a cell. It regulates the transportation of materials in and out of the cell. It provides structural strength to the plant. So I hope students you are understanding what is a cell, its structure you have understood, and now we are covering the functions of the cell wall. Now come to one practical. How you can know that a plant is having it's a plant cell, you can understand by this practical. That is preparation of a temporary stain mount of a plant cell. So you can understand the basic components of a plant cell by this. On onion peel and its observation is done under the microscope. So materials required are you need an onion piece, that is small piece of onion you can take out from the onion by taking one single onion. Then you need a brush, you need needle, watch glass, glass slide, glycerin, water, cover slip, and some staining reagents which will stain your cell. That is iodine solution shown here and methylene blue which is shown here. Then there is a blotting paper and microscope. These are needed for doing this activity of practical. Now what is the method of this? You have to cut an onion into small pieces and take out one thin layer of onion by a forceps and place it on a watch glass containing methylene blue solution for a few seconds. You will keep it on a watch glass, then transfer on another watch glass and wash off the extra stain. You have to transfer it to another watch glass, wash off the stain in that. Now with help of a brush and needle, place the glass slide without folding the peel. You will place the glass slide in such a way that the peel is not folded. Now taking out the onion peel, you can do it like this as shown in the figure. You have to slowly take out from this a small thin layer. So you can take it out with the help of a forceps like this. Then you will keep it on a watch glass, stain it, and then you will keep it on a slide. You will wash it with water, then keep it on a slide. With help of a forceps, you will cover it with the help of the glass slide. The glass slide will be covered. Okay. Put a drop of glycerin on the peel. Cover the peel gently with a cover slip. Cover slip is used to cover the onion peel, and it is to avoid the entry of any type of air bubbles in it. Gently press the cover slip so as to spread the glycerin evenly. Glycerin is put on the peel, so it has to be spread. Then remove the excess glycerin using a blotting paper. Is a paper which will blot or which will take up the extra glycerin which has come out of the cover slip. Examine this slide under the low power of microscope. The microscope which is available in the lab can be used, that is a compound microscope. Now this is the onion peel which is stained by you. So these are the onion cells which are visible. This is the cell wall which is clearly visible. Then there is dark stained nucleus present. Cytoplasm is seen here. Then vacuole is present, which is big large vacuoles are seen. So this is the structure of a plant cell, that is onion peel cell, which you can do easily in your school laboratory. So observation, large number of brick shaped cells are lying side by side with a thick wall called as cell wall. There is a cytoplasm, darkly stained nucleus which is spherical or oval shape. Then dot like structure and prominent vacuole is visible. Then result is cells observed are plant cell as they have a distinct cell wall and a large vacuole. So students, today I hope you have understood how a plant cell looks like. As you have seen here, this is the structure of a plant cell with this cell wall on this. There is a big vacuole and nucleus is there. Then you have cytoplasm with dots on that, that is ribosomes, and then vacuole is there, big vacuole is there. So I hope you have understood by this activity or practical that how does a plant cell look like. Now precautions. Put the onion peel in water containing watch glass to avoid its folding and drying. The onion peel should not be dried, otherwise the contents of the cell will not be visible. Spread the peel uniformly on the slide, otherwise if it is folded it will not be visible clearly. Excess of stain and water should be drained off of the um, onion cell. There should be no air bubble under the cover slip. Otherwise, if air bubble is there, the contents will not be visible clearly to you. Now come to plasmolysis. The process of shrinkage of cytoplasm with the plasma membrane and separation from the cell wall. Only living cells undergo the plasmolysis process. So you can see osmosis in a plant cell. Osmosis is a process in which isotonic solution. If the cell is kept in an isotonic solution, then normal cell appears like this. Isotonic means inside the cell and outside the concentration is same. While in a hypotonic solution, the normal cell becomes turgid. It has fallen like this. You see, because from the outside, all the water or actually outside solution is lower in concentration than inside. So outside solution is having lower concentration than inside. So what will happen? Inside water is more, so uh, the water is less inside and it's more concentrated. Outside water is more. The concentration of water is more outside, concentration of water is less inside. So from outside the water will all come inside, so cell will become turgid or it will bulge out like this. For example, if suppose we put kismis in water, uh, that is dried grapes in water, then we will see that water will enter inside the cells. So that is keeping the cell in the hypotonic solution. Now come to hypertonic solution. If suppose the concentration of solution outside is more than inside, so inside actually water is more and outside water is less. So water will go out of the cell, and so you see this cell has shrunk. So cytoplasm shrinks from the cell wall. From the cell wall is rigid just like that, but cytoplasm has shrunk. But this cell is not damaged because there is a rigid cell wall outside. Now, explanation of plasmolysis. When a living plant cell is immersed in concentrated sugar solution, like the Rio leaf, then concentration of water inside the cell would be higher than outside. So, water will move from inside the cell to outside by the process of osmosis. As I have shown you in the previous figure, here I have told you in the hypotonic solution this occurs. So, concentrated sugar solution. So, it's actually the case of this hypertonic solution where concentration of solution inside is less and outside is more. It's a more concentrated solution. So, Rio leaf, when it is put, then concentration of water inside the cell is higher than outside. So, water will move from inside the cell to outside by the process of osmosis. So, osmosis is the passive movement of water molecules from the region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane is there, that is your plasma membrane. So you can see this is the Rio plant which is shown to you here, and here the process of plasmolysis is occurring in the living Rio cells. So this is the cell, it is put in hypertonic solution or concentrated sugar or salt solution. Then you see cytoplasm has shrunk but cell wall is fixed and rigid, and cytoplasm has shrunk and become so small, but the living cell will not die. But if it is done in the dead cell, then this process is not seen. Now in plant, fungi and bacteria can withstand the hypotonic solution. So these cells take up water by osmosis in the hypotonic solution. Very dilute solution, cells swell up building up pressure against the cell wall, which exerts an equal pressure against the swollen cell. So cells withstand pressure without bursting due to their cell wall. As students, I had shown you in this case, in hypotonic solution also, due to the presence of the cell wall, the cells are able to survive. So, cell wall is actually helping the plant cells. As you have seen here, this cell wall is helping the plant cells to survive in hypotonic solution and hypertonic solution also. In hypertonic solution, plasmolysis will occur. In hypotonic solution, the cell will bulge out, but it will not die or not get damaged because of this rigid cell wall, which is generally made up of cellulose, which is a polysaccharide, that is a type of carbohydrate in case of plants. In fungi, it is of chitin, while in blue-green algae and bacteria, it is made up of peptidoglycan. So I hope students, today you have understood the structural organization of a cell, and that cell contains structural things, that is organelles, and we have studied today about this cell wall, basically about the cell wall, and who discovered it, that is Robert Hooke, you have to remember. And where is the cell wall present, that is in the plant cell, fungi and bacteria only it present. And what is the function of the cell wall, that is it provides structural support to the plant. It is the protective wall which is thick, non-living and permeable. It is characteristic feature of the plant cell and distinguishes it from the animal cell. Its composition you should know, and you should know the basic functions of the cell wall. So these are some important things I have told you about the practical related to how you can know what is a plant cell. Then I have told you onion peel cells, shown you how you can know about the plasmolysis process, osmosis process in the plant cells, and how the plant cells are protected in case of when they are put in the hypotonic solution and when they are put in hypertonic solution. I have explained you the process of plasmolysis, and in the Rio plant, I have explained you how plasmolysis occurs in the living Rio cells, and how plant, fungi and bacteria can withstand the hypotonic solution.